On today's show, a fully solar-powered plane is going to attempt a trip around the world.
You can now buy a mech. No, seriously, you can now buy a mech.
That must be exciting for you. And also, Nintendo holds their first Nintendo Direct of 2015. Lots of good stuff, some bad stuff too. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm your host, Ashley Scanlon. Join me as always, Kale Anonymous.
Step by step.
Yeah, Kale loves New Kids on the Block.
Baby.
He is obsessed. We're going to have to pay licensing rights for that.
You brought it up. I
No.
hate myself for listening to it.
He said to me, you know what I really miss? New Kids on the Block. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Kale. No, we both have a deep affection. They were the menudo of the 80s. Late 80s,
I was
early
in
90s.
Menudo.
Were you?
Nope.
All right. On that note, I think it's time to hit the headlines.
Just kidding. We're going to sing New Kids on the Block.
No. No, we're definitely not going to do that. I like that you freaked out all the people listening on the audio podcast. They're like, no, my ears. Why? They just drove off the road to get away from it. They're like, I just want to crash my car. I don't want to listen to this. Okay, so solar-powered planes. Like, we've kind of seen ideas about this, like maybe sort of solar-powered, not 100% solar-powered until now. So this plane is called the Solar Impulse 2. It's the world's first airplane that is 100% powered
That's
by...
a big plane.
Those are some very long wings. If you're listening only, you have to watch this video because the wings are insane. It has a very large wingspan. So Solar Impulse 2, fully powered by sunlight. It's going to be going around the world. They're in preps right now for their very first around the world flight. It's going to take 12 legs. 12 stops, and it could last up to 5 months. So here's the deal.
On the solar power?
Well, because of the weather, they're not really sure. So it's like if they get really good weather and they have enough charge to fly the plane at night, then they'll be able to do that. But if not, then they have to stay grounded until they get enough charge with good weather, with sunlight, and to put the plane back in the air again.
Unload the details.
Okay, so the details are, this is going to start in March. It's piloted by a guy who's a hobbyist named Bertrand Piccard. So he's Captain Piccard. We're going to call him Captain Piccard.
Oh, boy.
And then lead engineer Andre Borschberg. They're going to... Why is that so funny to you? His last name is Borschberg. They're going to actually take turns piloting this craft. Like, this is really fascinating. There's only room for one person in there to fly it around.
Real practical use of money.
Well, it's not practical. No. Okay, so it's going to start in the UAE in Abu Dhabi, and then it's going to go over India, Myanmar, China, the US, and then Southern Europe, Northern Africa-ish. And again, daylight needs to be strong enough to charge the plane's lithium batteries. But they were saying that this is not actually something that they would see being integrated into society in the future. They were saying maybe it's just a really good jumping off point for more eco-friendly / efficient planes, which I think is really cool.
So it's like kind of how some cars are like hybrids. They run off some battery and they run off some engine.
Or maybe like a concept car.
Yeah, we could have a plane that does use a little bit of solar power.
Yeah, exactly. Or or you say, okay, well, like if something goes terribly wrong with your fuel tank, maybe you have some solar power to keep you afloat until you can safely land the plane.
See, that's great.
Like that.
Yeah.
So it's a really
That's
interesting
a lot
little.
Of solar power,
and I really liked that this guy, Captain Piccard, because that's his new name.
Okay.
Not Borschberg. Captain Piccard's this guy Bertrand Piccard. I believe it's grandfather or maybe great grandfather flew one of the first like hot air balloon. There's like he has a whole history of like piloting in his family, like a very storied long history, which is pretty cool.
That's super cool.
His dad, I think his grandpa, maybe his great grandpa. Like it's kind of awesome. So I just thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
100% solar powered.
I tell you what though, not as cool as owning your own mech.
That is true.
Okay, so I got some details. We got ups and we got major downs for this.
Okay,
all right?
hit me with the good news first.
Okay, so good news is that you can buy your own mech for $1 million off of Amazon. I love that they're selling it through Amazon.
Will they deliver it to me via drone?
This is the Curatas 001 kit. and it is from, I'm going to try this, Sudobashi Heavy Industries, okay? So it's a kit.
Sudobashi, okay.
All right, so here goes the good news. It has touchscreens inside that you can control.
Boom. Awesome.
There's a little controller inside that you can control from the inside, as well as there's a controller you can control the mech from the outside, and there's an app where you can control it from your phone.
This is even better than Pacific Rim. This is even better. Where all I need are some kaijus to fight.
It goes. Oh wait, I don't want to go to the bad stuff yet.
No, not yet. I'm still living in the good stuff.
It has a launcher, so you can launch like turrets or like just water. Right now they use water.
Okay.
It has a working what is it called? A revolving turret.
Oh, a Gatling gun.
A Gatling gun that shoots BBs. Sad part. And it also tracks your face, like it tracks your enemy, and the way you fire it is the pilot smiles. All the pilot has to do is smile, and it starts firing.
You're like, gotcha,
Yeah,
and you
so
smile real big.
don't be happy. All right, time for the bad news.
Well, hold on, let me prepare. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, there's only one of them.
That makes me sad.
It only goes 10 kilometers an hour, super slow. You can only get this if you're in Kanto, Japan.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with arms, which I thought was like a big letdown.
Well, that's an add-on.
You can buy it separately.
That's DLC. It's like real life DLC.
Right, and there's lots and lots of assembly required.
Okay. Well,
and
assembly required?
Worst of all,
I'm paying $1 million. They're not going to bring it to me fully assembled?
Worst of all, it's 5 tons. They're just gonna. Okay. Worst of all, $3 shipping.
$3 shipping. Wait.
Yeah, not worth
only
it.
$3?
Not buying it.
I mean, I have Prime, so I would.
If
it's on Amazon, if I have Prime, I should get free shipping.
Totally not getting it. So
Well, you know what? I'm out. I don't even want it
there
anymore.
you go. A lot of people are assuming that maybe this is like because of the high price and whatnot. A lot of people are thinking maybe it's just like an art installation kind of thing. But
stunt thing.
for $1 million, that's not bad to own a mech, especially if it has like face tracking.
And you can move it.
Smile. It's got touch pads. It's got a Gatling gun.
I feel like we need to start an Indiegogo for this. Like I feel like we just need a Tomorrow Daily mech.
Yeah, maybe it can
replace. A mascot.
Maybe we can replace Ashley Esqueda.
Less robotic than me. I would go so far as to say that.
So again, between the solar plane and the mech, there's a lot of like kind of maybe it's okay, but yeah, there you go.
But still pretty good.
You get a mech, yeah.
If anyone has an extra $1 million laying around and would like to donate a mech to Tomorrow Daily, just email us tomorrow@cnet.com.
Yeah.
So Japan. While we're in Japan,
let's keep going. I'm all about that.
Japan today. Nintendo. Nintendo had their very first Nintendo Direct of 2015. And again, with the highs and lows, there's good news and bad news. So what do you want first? Do you want to hit me with the good news?
No, let's do bad news. I want to hear what's bad, and then we'll.
Do you want a smorgasbord of like what they said?
Just shotgun this stuff,
just
so that, like we don't have to
let me load.
get too
let me
bogged
load.
down.
Here we go. First thing, new Nintendo 3DS XL. So here it is. It's in red and black. You can get it actually in less than a month. It's going to be out on February 13th.
Bad news. I thought we were starting with bad news.
No, I see. I'm just going to shotgun it at you. So here's the new Nintendo 3DS XL. It has Amiibo support. It has a C controller, this weird little kind of C stick for things like camera angles and things like that, which I think is awesome. They also went to micro SD cards, and this is new face tracking 3D that makes looking at it at an angle, the 3D onto the 3DS, amazing. So Mike Hobbs, friend of the show, Mike Hobbs, went to Japan and he was able to see it, and he said it was unbelievable. It was so good.
Oh man, so people are actually going to start using it.
Going to play in 3D, yeah, exactly.
Keep going.
Built-in Amiibo support, NFC, all that good stuff. It's going to be $199 on February 13th. Here's the bad news. Kind of weird that you get no AC adapter with it.
You can't charge it?
Well, apparently Nintendo is saying they're assuming, which I think is a big mistake, that people who are going to buy this new Nintendo 3DS XL already have a previous either 2DS, 3DS, whatever that has the same charger. So they're like, well, you already have that charger. So we don't want people to pay for another one when you can just buy it.
Or they wanted to have the price low.
To keep it under $200.
They kept it under $200.
That's what I think too.
They kicked out your little charger because you're never going to need that.
No, definitely not. Especially when they said it would have like a little tiny bit of battery better than the 3DS XL right now.
You were the chosen one. All right, you got more? Besides
yes.
a billion Amiibos?
Well, speaking of Amiibos, so Amiibos, more and more Amiibos everywhere. I loved your meme this morning. He had the Buzz Lightyear like Amiibos everywhere. It was great. So amiibos, they're releasing a new pack of amiibos specifically designed as like a theme for Mario Party 10. So Mario Party 10 they showed off,
Nice.
which I thought was really fun. They're gonna have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Bowser, and you're gonna be able to like bring them into the game and all this other stuff. But again, there's a downside. So let's say, for example, you have the original Mario amiibo, and you've been leveling that Mario amiibo in Super Smash Brothers. Okay,
I have.
Fair enough. You will not be able to bring that amiibo over to Mario Party 10 without erasing the data on your amiibo for Super Smash Brothers. I kind of don't like that. I think it's kind of cheap. Honestly, it's a little cheap. It hurts me a little bit, Nintendo. But for people who really like amiibos, it's like, okay, well, I have my Super Smash Brothers Mario with the flames, and then I have like my Mario Party Mario, and like I think they're kind of hoping that they can get people on board with this idea of buying multiple amiibos for different
so basically
games.
what you're saying is during the announcement, they announced that you're going to have to buy more stuff.
Well,
you have to
if you
want to
want
use
that
amiibos,
integration.
If you want to use more amiibos, you have to buy more amiibos. If you want to play the new DS, you have to buy a new power controller.
If you're new to the 3DS, you have to buy a new adapter. But I think the argument to be made is how many people are going to have an overlap between I'm specifically leveling, say, a Mario character in Super Smash Brothers, and I also want to have a Mario amiibo in Mario Party 10. I don't know. It's kind of like, listen, guys, it's kind of lame. Like, I'm gonna full disclosure, it's kind of lame. But I get it. I kind of get it. But I also don't understand why they can't just have both data. Like, why can't we just have all that data on there? It's kind of a weird backwards thing. Okay, last thing, trailers. We saw a lot of trailers for games that we already know exist, that we already know are coming out, like Kirby and things like that. But there was, in particular, a weird new free-to-play project from a third party, which is super rare with Nintendo. You only see first-party games. This is a Namco Bandai game, and they have this awesome guy. I don't know what his name is. This guy looks super legit like an assassin, and he talked about this 4-player co-op game where you have to collect treasure and clear traps and like get through stages.
What's the game called?
They haven't said yet. They haven't announced it. They say they're very excited about it, but their code name for it is Project Treasure.
Project Treasure.
Project
Do we know
Treasure.
if it's just a brand new IP?
They said it's a brand new game, and to me, when they were talking about it, I was like, okay, 4-player co-op, loot, stages, things like that, like almost like a dungeon crawler. I'm like, Diablo. Like, so for Wii. It was kind of like, it reminded me of Diablo for Wii, the way that they were describing it.
It's because you like Diablo. I'm interested to hear what everybody else what they think it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure people have watched this or seen that trailer and have some ideas as to what it could be. So
I agree.
if you have
actually our hashtag
if you can
of the
reach
day.
the comment section.
Yeah, if you're
ahead and
not
put that in there,
laying on a
keyboard
couch, if you have access to a keyboard, you can use our hashtag of the day, which is hashtag TD Nintendo. Couple different things. You can either tell us what you think Project Treasure is. You can tell us what you want to see from the next Nintendo Direct, or you can tell us what you were kind of mad that wasn't covered in this Nintendo Direct. Like, I was a little bit sad that I didn't see a Star Fox trailer.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Give me Miss Star Fox.
I just want more Kirby, honestly.
Yeah.
I love Kirby games.
Well, the
Mario's
Kirby game they showed is
They've
good.
done so much Mario. I just need some more Kirby.
You're ready for a little palate cleanser.
Yeah,
is what
we've
you're
done
saying.
enough Mario. We've had a lot of like Pokemon, and I'm sure people would actually like to see more Fire Emblem somehow.
Yeah, well, and they said the Marth amiibo that like super sold out, and everybody was selling them on eBay for like $100.
Yeah.
They said they're going to bring more to stores. So if you missed out on a Marth, don't buy one on eBay.
Did you hear the news story about that?
No.
There's a guy that he's spending
he's buying
thousands
out.
of dollars to buy out all of them because he hates the fact that Martha's in the game. And so he's buying them all so nobody else can have them to protest. He said he has up to $35,000 in which he can spend. It's hilarious. You should go look it up because there's pictures of him he has giant piles of it, and then he's just giving the finger to the picture, it's great. It's
Sir,
hilarious.
if I ever find you on the streets, I'll fight you.
He's a heartbreaking jerk, but it's still pretty funny.
I mean, he's trolling everybody pretty hard.
He's already spent $9,000.
And also, just in case you were curious, or if you have a Wii U and you've been going, God, I want to play Wii games, They released Super Mario Galaxy 2, and the Metroid Prime trilogy is going to be coming to the actual Wii U. Like, you can get Wii games now from the eShop, which is awesome.
It's a good trilogy.
Really good trilogy. I just want a new Metroid game. Thank you very much. But on that note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We have a very interesting rumor mill this week that we're very excited to talk about regarding Spider-Man. And, of course, your user feedback, so don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Welcome back to the show. You're like you are in the zone in that jacket, Kale.
Yeah, it makes a lot of noise.
Please stop. You sound like you're walking through snow. It's like crunch, crunch. Like you're a Foley artist. We don't do this segment very often, but because I don't like reporting on rumors because I like them to be facts, things that actually exist.
Breaking people's hearts. So.
Yeah, and I don't want to make people sad. But this one was pretty juicy and also came from a place that is pretty credible. So let's get into the rumor mill. Couple things on this.
What was that?
That was our rumor mill graphic.
I've never seen that before.
Well, now you have. New for 2015, a rumor mill graphic.
Rumor mill graphic.
I feel like we've used it maybe once before, but maybe before you got here.
I've never seen that before.
Okay, so this rumor comes from Latino Review, which traditionally
those are my boys.
Gets really good scoops on superhero movies.
Yeah.
Really good scoops.
Get to the scoop.
I don't want to get into all the spoilers. If you go over to their site, I'm going to warn you, there are a lot of spoilers about what's going to happen in Infinity War.
Okay,
Avengers
get to the scoop.
Infinity War. The rumor is the deal is done and Spider-Man will be making an appearance in Avengers Infinity War Part 1.
Woo! Yeah! Welcome back!
That it's not even in talks, that the deal is done.
That's fantastic. Only Part 1 though, huh? Sony needs that money back.
I guess so. Well, they gotta,
I'm all for this, man. Well, obviously because he's in the Avengers,
right?
But because
I
can't wait to see him doing some quips with some of the other Avengers. Question is, who's gonna play Spider-Man? Because is Andrew Garfield signed on for that many Spidermans?
Spidermans?
Yeah, Spidermans.
Spidermans?
Yeah. Is he
plural?
signed on for that many?
I'm not sure. And the thing is maybe Sony might say, okay, well, let's renegotiate your contract for because they're doing Sinister Six. And it's like, well, maybe they have him for 3 Spider-Man movies. Maybe they're not going to make a 3rd Spider-Man movie. Maybe they'll option him for Avengers Part 1. But I feel like Sony likes money.
Spoil the story. If you go to the site and you read it, what does it spoil?
They will spoil the Civil War storyline. So if you have not read the Civil War storyline, which is a lot of the basis of the Captain America 3, and then also a lot of Infinity War, there's a lot of spoilers as to what the potential and likely plot of those movies are.
I mean, yeah, Joss Whedon's been all about changing the story though. He's always I want to change this because we do it in the comics all the time. We just change stories, so might as well do it here.
But it's also, the thing is when you think about actors and their contracts, there are certain Avengers that only have certain numbers of pictures that they are obligated to appear in, meaning we may see a couple of Avengers either unavailable for Part 1 of Infinity War and come back in Part 2, or
that doesn't make any sense.
We may see the death of an Avenger. We may see an Avenger die.
I guarantee you'll see an Avenger die.
I most likely yes, but the thing I didn't want to make anybody sad.
Yeah, but that makes it even more exciting.
Okay, well, they might die probably.
In the comics,
definitely. Don't give people spoilers, Kill Anonymous. Not your place to spoil these fine people.
You know what? It's not a spoiler because it's you don't know who.
Listen.
And it raises the stakes. What are you going to watch up all these Avengers movies and no one's ever going to die?
No,
that's so unexciting.
Somebody has
to die.
Yeah, it's got to happen. But that's the thing is there are certain picture obligations for different actors, depending on the actor, depends on how many movies they're obligated to appear in for Marvel. And these are these huge multi-picture contracts that they lock them into now because of how much money Robert Downey Jr. has made coming back over and over again and renegotiating after every picture. So it'll be really interesting to see who makes it through the next few, phase 3 of Marvel movies, because they're going to have to integrate Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a lot of Avengers happening.
Yeah, it's not going to be spoiled. Look, if there was no risk of anybody dying, these movies wouldn't be exciting.
Exactly.
They always do it near the end of the movie. They're like, oh no, Thor's not going to make it this time. Thor's
might
gonna
not
make
even
it
be
this
Hawkeye.
time.
Like people go, oh, just dump Hawkeye. He sucks, but because he's boring. But it's like it may be a bigger, it may be an actual adventure.
What if the movie started with Hawkeye just going,
Peace out, guys. Yeah, he's just gone.
choked on a
First 5 minutes.
choked on
Choked on
falafel.
shawarma, and it's over. Just bye. And then Hawkeye, oh, it's just so sad.
Yeah, so there you go. This is something we've all been waiting for: is Spider-Man to join this universe and bring all his quips and whatnot.
Just
so
really briefly before we get into user feedback, did you ever think that we would live in a world where, because like when I was a kid, like I read a couple comic books here and there. I wasn't nearly as into it as a lot of people I knew, but I never thought that I would see things that I loved, like nerd stuff, become so mainstream and so consumer driven. Like this is unreal. Like we're in this weird golden age of like nerd cinema, and it's
Even
exciting
more
to
than
me.
that, the fact that people are like taking comic books taking
seriously.
them so seriously, like, no, but you don't understand the history of
like
Captain America. It's like
they're respecting the
oh,
medium of
yeah.
comic books, and that's cool. Like
I mean, like
really
I'm
dig
all
that.
into it.
Yeah.
I love Infinity Gauntlet. It's one of my favorite comics, so I'm really excited about Infinity
good.
War. It's like Thanos is he's
And see,
a,
I
he's
haven't
a
read
jerk.
it.
So
I haven't read it, but even I'm like super excited about it, and I love that
You don't
everybody's
even
taking.
know.
I know I don't. I'm in for such a
You
ride. I love
don't
it. I'm so excited.
even know what's coming.
I don't, and you know
Oh,
what? You don't know
man,
what's
It's a
coming.
mess. I don't know what's coming. What is it?
You do, but it's user feedback. Yeah, I know you're mad at me. You can just stand
I thought
down.
maybe it was like cookies or something. I don't know.
No, maybe it was a spider, and then maybe I just spared you.
Well, I
Think of
wouldn't
it that
be
way.
here.
That's true.
Oh, please one time co-host with a spider. Just
I'll
a little
dress up
tiny
as a little
lav
tiny
mic?
spider. Yeah,
a little
perfect.
lav mic on
Hail
him.
Anonymous, my co-host. Okay, so yesterday we asked you guys to use the hashtag TDHolodeck to tell us what, if you had to live the rest of your life in a simulation, what would you live in? And you guys really.
What did you say?
I said, what did I say? I don't even remember.
I don't remember what I said either.
Now I feel like I want to say Space Odyssey on that Hilton on the moon. I feel like I could
Maybe
live
we
there.
didn't say anything.
No, I think we did.
Look, we had a long morning visiting a set, which we
Of
can't.
a TV show.
We can't talk about yet, but it's really cool, and we can't talk
And
about
our brains
it.
are
But our
fried.
brains, yeah.
It's like scrambled eggs in there. So
we met a Golden Globe winner. Can we even
we
say that?
did. No,
Okay,
we
anyway.
did. We met a Golden Globe winner and likely Oscar nominee.
And a rapper.
And a rapper, and we met James Vanderbeek, and I'm just gonna say that right
Okay,
up front.
that's just spoiler. All right, anyway, go ahead.
right,
User
speaking of
feedback,
spoilers,
TD
TD
Holodeck. Where
Holodeck.
would you want to live in a digital space? Go.
Mark says, I'd want to live in GTA 5 for the rest of my life. Probably like Michael's son. Cheats. Also, cheats would be a plus.
What? Michael's son? All he does is like play video games and get in trouble. Hey,
Listen.
that's actually kind of fun. That's a great idea.
Listen, Mark, if you want to live in Grand Theft Auto 5, move to LA. It's that easy. We're here. We're waiting.
Michael's son's rich.
Los Santos. Ruben wrote to us and said, I would live as Goku. He is my god.
Yeah, but you have to power up all the time. Hey, what's that guy's name again?
Ruben?
Hey, Ruben, what are you doing? I'm powering up. You know, like he's got nothing else to do, so.
You only get to hang out with Ruben once a month.
Yeah, his hair keeps
Over
changing
9,000.
color. And
And then Linneman wrote to us and said, first, Happy New Year to all of you. I would live in a Doctor Who story. And then he wrote to us again and said, or maybe live in World of Warcraft. That could be interesting. And then he said,
what?
now I know it. I would live in Tomorrow Daily. Hashtag
Aw.
best English talking tech show in the universe. English talking. Okay, now I want to know what your favorite non-English talking
You
tech
can
show is.
live right there.
That can
That's
be
your spot.
If you get a sleeping bag, you can sleep right there.
Linneman.
Just
I know we had a few responses of people that wanted to come to this the taping and be our
I
audience.
know. We have no seats.
No, they'll be great.
Yeah.
Like they'd have to sit like either right here
On the set.
or
That would
like
be the
lay
best.
across our laps. Anyway, those are great. Those are great answers.
Super
World
good.
of Warcraft, I think, is a really good one.
I like that. I think I would live in like I think I would live in
you get to ride a
Azeroth. That would
dragon
be pretty
and stuff
cool.
like that, yeah. All
I
right.
dig that. And there's lots of places
Cool.
to go and things to see. And you could be like a fisherman, or you could go find adventure.
Way to
or you
pick an
could do
exciting
something-
job,
No, I'm
Ashley.
saying you could go find adventure, or if you didn't want to, you could like open a shop in
You could have a
Orgrimmar.
normal
is all I'm
job
saying.
and sell things.
Yeah, also for the Horde. So it's time for our very last piece of user feedback, which is always our photographer of the day. Today's photographer of the day comes from Australia. Australia, you guys.
Oh.
Liam wrote to us. And
Whoa!
Look, he says, taken with an iPhone 5S in my backyard in Australia. The mother jumps the fence onto the property while the Joey stands on the other side following his mother up and down the fence line. I'm
Aw.
standing about 2 meters away from the kangaroo, which is really close considering they are very uncomfortable around humans. These are just two of hundreds of kangaroos that are loose on the golf course just on the other side of the wire fence.
They're super cute, but aren't they kind of jerks too? They're like raccoons.
They will kick you in the face.
Yeah, they'll hurt you. But that's really cool.
It's amazing. I love this. I love that he. Listen, you guys, don't put yourselves in danger. But I kind of love that he was slightly in danger by a kangaroo. He was 2 meters away. It could have kicked him really hard.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, just forgetting like kangaroos on the in the picture. This guy's my new favorite for sure.
Definitely.
He's my favorite.
It's like, super good. I figured that would be your answer, but I wasn't sure. I'm always never sure.
I love kangaroos. Remember Dunkaroos?
Yes, I do. Totally not like a kangaroo, but similar name.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Cool.
Dunkaroos for life. Okay, go ahead.
If you guys want to submit your photography to be considered to be featured on the show, you can email us tomorrow@cnet.com. You can also email us your user feedback. We always dig that. And if you absolutely hate email, we got you covered because we're all over social media. We're Tomorrow Daily on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tomorrow Daily TV on Google+, and Tomorrow Daily even on Tumblr. So you can find us pretty much anywhere.
And if you're eating Dunkaroos right now, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and leave a comment.
Don't get coffee or anything that you're dipping. Don't get that on your keyboard, though. Keep the crumbs off. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And then also, if you're following, if you're listening to us on iTunes, don't forget to rate and review with the Dunkaroos sort of.
Mention Dunkaroos in the review. I feel like people would really enjoy that.
Did people leave ones about swans yesterday? I didn't check.
I haven't checked yet, but I am really excited because I feel like I have a good hunch.
I feel like we have a potential to be trolls on iTunes. So please go ahead and
5 stars because Dunkaroos.
Become a part of the problem.
Yeah, we're gonna be part of the problem. That is it for today's show. We'll be back with a whole new docket of weird future tech, geek, pop culture, gaming, everything in between tomorrow. But until then, be good humans, you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.